All right, you got your drink, some teas, coffees, water, juice, whatever. Let's jump into the Word of God. I want to pick up right where I left off last time about being spiritually minded. And we found out that it means to be spiritually minded means to be controlled by the Word of God. From what Jesus said in John 6:63, the words I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. Paul said in Romans 8:6, to be spiritually minded is life and peace. All right, so let's go back to Romans, and this time I want to look at verse 5 and 6 together. For those who live according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, verse 5 says, but those who walk according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. Now, and then verse 6 says, for to be carnally minded is death. So in verse 5, living according to the flesh is the same as being carnally minded in verse 6. They both mean the same thing. To be carnal means to be flesh ruled. And sometimes people think to be carnal means that you think about naked women all day or you clubbing all the time. It certainly includes that, but it's not limited to that. To be carnally minded means to be worldly minded. Your mind is focused on the things of this world, and that produces death. Okay, that means everything that the law of sin and death produces: sickness, poverty, destruction, okay, depression, fear, worry. When your mind is focused on the things of this world, it produces all of those things. It produces death. But to be spiritually minded, which means that your focus is on the Word of God, you're controlled by the Word of God. When you do that, the product is life and peace. It produces prosperity. It produces health. It produces victory. It produces joy. It produces peace. And these things are automatic. I mean, all I got to do is look at what you are producing, your output in life, how you're living, and I can tell you what your focus is on. I can tell you what your mind is on. If you're living a life of destruction, if you're in fear, if you're worried, if you're broke and sick all the time, you see, then I can tell you what your mind is on. Your focus is not on the Word of God. You're not being controlled by the Word. It's automatic. I can tell you what you're controlled by how your life is. On the other hand, if you're producing life and peace, if you're living a life of victory, in other words, your fruit, you're known by your fruit. If you're producing victory, prosperity, and overcoming lifestyle, then I know automatically what your mind is on. Your mind is on the things of God. Your focus is on the Word of God. You are spiritually minded. You are being controlled by the Word of God. So instead of being controlled by the flesh, in conclusion, to be carnally minded is to be controlled by the things of this world, okay? But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And to be spiritually minded is to be controlled, not by the world, but by the Word of God. Make it a great day.